Producers will often get asked the question, what's the difference between a producer and a beat maker? And from what I've seen, most of the time, the answer is the same. We'll get into that answer in a moment because I want to show you a few producers providing that answer, and then I'll follow that up with my take on it. So let's go ahead and listen to what producers are saying about what the difference is between a producer and a beat maker.
For the fans, do you want to give a little bit of insight onto what, in your opinion, the difference is between, because a lot of people think that it's the same thing.
No, it's definitely not the same thing. I mean, everybody has their own opinion and everybody has their own, definition of the two, man. I mean, for me, a beat maker is that's just what it is. It's a beat maker, man. You make beats in your bedroom or your basement or your studio or whatever, and that's what you do. You might hand off beats to MCs and be like, oh yeah, you can have this beat, go ahead. Producer, to me, I'm a producer. I'm somebody who I see a project through from start to finish. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's just a song or whether it's an album, I have my hand in every piece of the puzzle, man. Every facet of what's going on, and I see it through to the end, all the way until it's turned in after mastering and the artwork and all. Going to a manufacturing and everything. I see it through. I produce the material. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what's crazy is in this day and age, back in the days, a producer and a beat maker, they had different types of positions because, one producer had to have the quality of musicianships or even have theory of musicianships. But to tell you the truth right now, I know a lot of beat makers that are actually successful. You know what I'm saying? So, between beat maker and producing, there's really no difference. I mean, a person that makes a beat can always just appeal to the standards of the computer and, just make a beat. And, that's why you have so many beat makers that are successful today, but, they still can't touch the qualities of Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis's and the Pharrells and the Scott Storches, which we can actually say that they are producers. I don't think both positions, one doesn't deny the money, but you definitely have successful beat makers. You have some producers that aren't successful and some beat makers that are more successful than actual producers. So, there's a difference.
And is there like a line there, like when you start out as a beat maker and then you become a producer? Like what's that line? Like what gets you over the top there?
Well, my whole thing is you become a producer as soon as you know how to refine records. As soon as you know, if you're the person that knows how to play the right songs at a barbecue, you're a producer. You understand? You just need to know the beat making qualities. So the beat makers do become the best producers, but I feel like that the production, the idea of production is creating good music.
Basically, this is what it is, right? A producer gets the job done and makes the record come to light, and 90% of the creative process. Because on my records, I can speak for my records, that's all my vibes. From like if I pick a beat, sometimes I hear a beat, I just hear the melody, I change the drums. I need the drums, I hate them. Let's do new drums. If it's writing, it might be me and a writer come up like, you mine, that's my talk. You mine. That's my talk. I sing in the shower to my lady. Like, you understand what I'm trying to tell you? These are things, and I come to artists and I present to the artists ideas. Every record has a different story. So I come with the artist's idea, and they either love it, and if they love it, they contribute to it, they make it 10 times bigger. Producers get the job done. If it's from getting a beat maker with you in there, sometimes I gotta call a guitarist in, a keyboard player in. Sometimes I gotta call a guy that plays the flute. I tell them sometimes what to play out my mouth. I want it to go, That's producing. It's getting played. You know what I'm saying? That's writing. You know what I'm saying? That's putting a masterpiece together.
This video is sponsored by my drum kit called Booty Claps and Break Beats. It was made with real booty claps. And if you think booty claps and break beats don't mix, then you've probably never watched a rap music video before. But this is a kit for boom bap producers, despite what the title may suggest, and it's 25 snares, 25 kicks, 25 hi-hats, and 25 drum loops. I have it linked in the description box and the pinned comment below, so if you're looking for dope boom bap drums, go get that and make some heat.
I mean, the difference is like, anybody really can be a beat maker. My daughter, what I'm saying? I mean, they make beats. They go in there, they make beats, they hit the beat, and it sound good. But it's a difference between making a record. You know, when you're making a record, there's a lot of things that goes into it. You know, as far as the arrangements, the composing, you know, you have to go in there. Sometimes you might listen to something and say, you know what, this doesn't necessarily take, you know, saying a sample drum. You might want to have live drums because it gives it a feel, and being able to arrange it. It's like, you know, I'm going to take the synth bass out. I'm going to get a live bass guitar player. You know what I mean? I'm going to take this part, change this chorus. It's a lot that goes into producing. A producer is not necessarily a person that makes beats neither. You know? A producer is a person that can sit there and actually arrange that record without even playing a note and be able to say, no, we need to bring this horn section in because this is going to make this record come out. And it actually producing the record makes it become that type of record that has playback value. You know, and a lot of beat makers, they're into, I made this beat, rap on it, sing on it, do whatever you do. But it's all over the place. It really doesn't have a structure. You know what I mean? So, you know, when you're composing and arranging, you're breaking stuff out. You're saying this is going to elevate this part. This is going to elevate. Where a lot of beat makers, they hear their beats, and there's some great beat makers out there. But the art of producing is when you can take an artist and really, you know, an artist has a vocal a range.
Yep.
So, you know, you want to be able to take an artist's range and say, you know, the way his tone is, I'm going to fit this music to match this tone. Like a lot of artists, because they can rap so well, they think that every beat compliment them, and it doesn't. Even though they'll kill it verbally, but is it a good record is now the question. You know, so you'll hear a lot of artists that lyrically will murder you, but you like them basically for the bars, not so much for the record. And that's where the producer come in, because the producer can really arrange and hear the tone and be able to put the sounds to really go around and complement this artist and bring them into a well-produced record. And this is why you see the Dre's and the DJ Quicks and the Battle Cats and the Pharrells and the Timberlands, you know, because they understand that I hear this artist on a whole different. I'm listening to their tone, because their tone is a pitch, it's a key, and we need to understand how to get them in that groove to make that record have playback value.
There's a difference between a beat maker and a producer. I'm not just calling you to just jump on something that I just found. Like, no, we producing it. This is the concept. I'm gonna put you on this. I think you should violate this. Nah, do that over. Just take this, put this here, do that there. Say this line instead of that line. Say this and that. Is this artist prepared to do a party song tonight? Or should he just talk about a chick because he all emotional? Like, you gotta, like, it's different levels to it. A lot of these artists are not being produced. What is my entry point back into hip hop? It's quality. That's it, it's quality. Don't go in the studio with people you're scared of. Get yelled at. But that artist is gonna respect you for telling them that shit was whack.
All right, you heard what they had to say. Basically, a beat maker just makes beats. A producer is the one who sees the song through from the idea to the finished product. But could it be that what we're doing is just playing a semantics game? I'm willing to argue that the title of producer is sometimes a social status in the music industry. Let's take me, Monev360, for example. I make beats, so I'm definitely a beat maker, but am I a producer? Could I or anybody else accurately call me a producer if hardly anyone knows any of the songs I produced? If you say no, that won't hurt my feelings. But if a producer is the person who makes sure a song is completed, what would you call me when, as an MC, I write a song, make the beat, and record it myself? Am I not a producer because I haven't blown up yet? The reason why I feel like this is an important conversation is because this producer versus beatmaker topic seems to be at least implicitly disrespectful to the quote-unquote beatmaker. Pete Rock makes beats, DJ Premier makes beats, Q-Tip makes beats, but they're also producers. We know that producers coach vocals when the singer or MC is recording to the track, and they also even give out hook ideas. They do whatever needs to be done. And then you have people like Dr. Dre, Missy, and Eminem. They're producers too, but they don't always sit down and actually make the beats. And I don't have a problem with that. But all the producers that I named are big names. When you're first trying to get your foot in the door, if your track gets picked for a placement, other hands will most likely touch it before it gets released. So who's gonna get seen as the producer? You or the big name producer who liked the track and added their finishing touches to it? I dislike the way the term beatmaker gets used because it seems to have a negative connotation. It's as to say, he or she is not a producer yet, they're just a beatmaker. Just a beatmaker? Like making beats is just easy. But back to the example about being a part of a major placement. Oftentimes, there are hit songs nowadays containing multiple producers. So these people are producers and not beatmakers, right? Because they were a part of a hit song. If 7 guys or gals contribute to one song, how could you objectively quantify which person's contribution was the most significant? I'm by no means a music business expert, but shouldn't things get split as evenly as possible? But I guarantee you there's many times when it doesn't work that way. Instead of calling us producers or beat makers, let's change it to music creators. Because here's the other thing. Producers who bring in session players and tell them what to play are called producers. But if I chop a drum beat, loop or chop a horn sample, and play or filter a bass line, I'm a beat maker? I enlisted a drummer, horn player, and a bassist, but they just weren't physically in the room. And like I said, the implication is that being a producer is somehow better than being a beat maker. But the idea of hiring session players and other producers to come in and help execute your vision, that won't fly if we compare it to MCing. In rap, that would be called having ghostwriters. And don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with producers collaborating together. Whatever makes the song better is what you should do. But that's why I say, at the end of the day, producers or beat maker or both, we all still create music. My favorite beat maker, producer, music creator, whatever you want to call him, is James DeWitt Yancey, better known as J Dilla. I highly recommend that you click or tap your screen to watch my video breaking down J Dilla's micro chopping technique next. It discusses the genius behind Don't Cry and the beat for Black Star's Little Brother. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you on that video. Peace.